Já zdravím všechny fanoušky hororu u druhého zastavení z Blairvičské série, Blairvičské trilogie z roku 2000. Tentokrát za touto hrou stojí jiné studio s názvem Human's Head, kteří jsou známí především sci-fi střílečkou Prey. Ale tady máme něco trošku jiného. Konec konců bude to opět v podstatě podobné, jo, další pokračování, velice podobné, jako byl první díl Rusting Par. Stejný engine, stejný bugy, bohužel, tak nějak jakoby podobný styl ovládání a tak vůbec. A zkrátka bude to hodně podobné, tudíž pokud jste viděli nebo hráli jedničku, tak jako alespoň víte, co můžete očekávat. Věc se má tak, že tentokrát se ovšem podíváme o několik desítek let dozadu a budeme se zevrubně dívat na Coffin Rock, na legendu ohledně tohohle kusu šutru nad tou slavnou řekou. My jsme samozřejmě o Coffin Rock velice často slýchali už v prvním díle v Rustingu Párovi. Tehdy jsme tam slyšeli legendu o tom, jak v té hře už to byla stařena, ale kdysi v době té události byla Robin Weaverová ještě mladou holkou a ztratila se v lese. Vydala se jí hledat spousta pátracích skupin, ale nenašli ji. Nicméně Robin Weaverová se poté sama vrátila a jedna pátrací skupina se naopak nevrátila. A když se pak někdo vydal hledat i tu ztracenou pátrací skupinu, tak ji našli právě na Coffin Rock. Zavražděnou, brutálním rituálním způsobem. Ale po nějaké době, když se tam zase vrátili, tak už těla byly pryč. O téhleté legendě, nebo spíš možná je to skutečné vzpomínání, jo, jsme právě v tom prvním díle slyšeli. A myslím, že nejen jednou. No a tenhle ten díl nám to poněkud důkladněji rozebere. Takže tak nějak už můžeme očekávat, co to vlastně bude, co bude tentokrát hlavním tématem tohohle příběhu a tudíž myslím si, že se do toho můžeme pustit. Takže pojďme ještě jednou, podruhé, v rámci téhleté trilogie, do lesu u městečka Blair.
Date unknown. Dearest Anne, I fear this will be my final entry. All my men are gone, dead or missing. I no longer even know what day it is or if your eyes will ever see this journal. These woods are a maze, and I fear that whatever has been stalking us these past days will soon take me as well. Farewell, my love.
Your time is not up, soldier. I have need of you yet.
Mister? Are you okay, mister?
Oh.
You don't look so good. I better take you back to Grandma's house. She'll know what to do. Come on, mister, you can make it. It ain't that far.
Follow her. Go.
Že nevypadáme dobře? No to je hodně slabý slovo. Jako bychom vylezli z hrobu. A tamhle se valí nějaká šavle. Ale to bude asi naše šavle. Aha. Výborně. Už máme naši první zbraň. Tak jo, musíme najít tu holčičku a jít za ní, ale kam to vlastně zaběhla? Tamhle něco červeně bliká. To je Tvana. Léčivá tvaná přidává 25% HPček. To je dobrý. To se bude hodit. Holka utíkala někam tady tudy, myslím. Je tu nějaká vypelichaná slepice. Ne, počkat, to je ta sova. Počkat, není to ta samá sova? To snad ne. To by jako potom byla už v hodně velkém důchodu v tom prvním díle. No ale možně všechno. Každopádně jsme na nějaký farmě. Tady bydlí ta holka.
Grandma, come quick! He was out there, in the woods, just like she said, Grandma. But he don't look so good.
Girl, what have you done this time? You! Better get you inside. Fetch me some fresh water from the well, Robin, and some rags. This man is hurt bad. Now don't you worry. The Lord has put you in my hands, and I'll take good care of you. Damn those dark woods.
Mister?
Where am I?
Shh. You rest now. I'll take care of you.
Hej, co se to děje? My ležíme tamhle na posteli, ale náš duch je tady vedle. To jsou věci. Jako jo, říká se, že jsou nějaký lidi, co dokážou jakoby ve spánku opustit svoje tělo a potom se na sebe dívá jakoby z vejšky. A někteří se dokonce chlubí, že dokážou daleko víc, že dokážou různě cestovat po světě potom, jo, v nějaký svý přízračný formě, nebo jakožto vědomí. Říkám si, to se docela vyplatí. Vemte si, kolik ušetřejí na dovolený. Teda, jo, to musí být bez vás, jako duch rozvlet někde na pláži, mojito a... No ale moment. Měli bychom zjistit, co se nám to krucinál stalo. No, ta babka to tady má docela pěkně vybavený. Není to špatný. Hej, co to bylo? Tady jsou dveře. Jo, ale zamčený. Nevím, jestli je to tím, že někdo zamknul, nebo že jsme duch. Můžeme jako duch otevírat dveře? Hej! To není fér, ty přízrační děti normálně procházejí zdí. Ta holka se válí tamhle na zemi. Divný místo, kde spát, no ale je to její věc. Hele, tady je nějaký kříž. Dobře! To se dá použít na odhánění duchů. Budeme vymítat. Chudák holka. To nemá vlastní postel, anebo není to teďka naše postel? To je smůla. Tam je duch. Trošku mě trefil, ale... Je po něm. Vyčistíme to tady. Oh. Ale dobrý, ne? Zbývají po nich nějaký ektoplazmatický zbytky tamhle na zdi. No. Připadám si jako profesionální exorcista, ale řekl by, že žádný další duchové tady v domě už nejsou.
She's too late. Keep away, the child is mine.
I gotta go now, mister. The lady from the woods is calling me. But my grandma will take care of you, so don't you worry.
You must hurry now. She's in great danger. Hurry. She needs you.
No. Where is she?
Hush. Now don't strain yourself. You're going to be all right now. The fever is down and your wound is healing up nice enough. We were plenty worried, though. You were nearly gone when Robin brought you here.
Where am I?
This is my home, my farm, just outside Burkittsville, Maryland.
The little girl.
Oh, Robin, my granddaughter, my precious child.
I should thank her. She saved my life.
She is gone missing.
What? Where?
The woods have got her now.
She came to me in a dream. She told me she was going somewhere.
Sounds like the woods are calling you too. Just as well, because I need you to go there soon enough. First things first, though. I'm Bess Weaver. You're lucky Robin found you when she did. I helped tend to the injured during the war, and I learned a thing or two about treating a wounded man. That's a nasty shot you got across the side of your head. How did you get it?
I don't remember. I can't remember much of anything, to tell you the truth. I don't even know who I am.
No wonder, with a wound like that. Well, we'll just have to call you something, I suppose. I can't just have you wandering around like the living dead. Well, that's it. You walked out of the woods like a dead man reborn, just like that fella from the Bible. Lazarus, his name was. It fits you. At least until we can figure out your real name.
Lazarus. Good a name as any, I guess. I remember being a soldier. Men were dying all around me, and I...
Hush, hush now. You're just going to make things worse for yourself. Now you just lay back down.
No. I think I'm well enough to get up now. I never was one for lying about. At least I don't think I was. My uniform. What happened to it?
I had to burn it. It was caked with dirt and blood. But I had something for you to put on. These belong to my son, Jimmy, and I don't reckon he'll be needing them.
That's kind of you, ma'am. But why do you say your son won't be needing them?
Good Lord took him home. Been 5 years now. Doctor said it was the pox, but not me. I've seen pox before. I think it was those damn woods that killed my son.
I'm sorry to hear that, ma'am. You've been good to me, taking me in and doctoring me up, but it don't feel right, wearing your boy's clothes.
You can keep the clothes. Like I said, Jimmy doesn't have any use for them now, but I'm going to ask you for something in return.
I'll do anything I can, ma'am.
Those damn woods have my Robin, my precious baby. They're going to try to take her away from me just like they took my Jimmy. I need you to get her back.
The woods? What are you talking about?
You've been out for 3 days now. Yesterday morning, while I was tending to your wounds, Robin disappeared. The girl's always been headstrong, just too damn stubborn. She said she was going to play in the woods, and I told her not to. But after I finished tending to you, she was gone. I knew where she went, and I knew something bad was happening. Those woods have always called to her, and now they've got her.
I'm sure she's okay.
No, she's not. I got the neighbor folk to send for help, and they searched the woods around the house until nightfall, but no one found a trace of her. Parson Vance put together a search party to go look for her today. But those woods are too smart for 'em. They'll never find her. You're the only one who can find her. You made it out of those woods. The good Lord delivered you to us to protect my baby. I just know it.
Ma'am, I can stand on my own 2 feet again, and for that I thank you. But I'm not in any shape to help anyone right now.
But you have to. Those townsfolk don't know the woods like I do. They can't fight what's out there. But you're different. You have the power to bring back my little girl. I can see it in your eyes.
Woods are just trees. If that little girl is out there, I'm sure the people of this town can find her.
You're wrong. Those people are going to their deaths. And don't ask me how, I just know it. You're the only one who can save her. I brought you back from the gates of death, Mr. Lazarus, and you're in my debt now. I need you to repay me by finding my little Robin.
All right, ma'am. Bess, I'll do what I can.
Oh, thank you. She needs you. I don't know if it'll help, but there's a pistol in the drawer of that wardrobe. Jimmy bought it brand new from the coal company back in '81, just before he died. There's some bullets in there, too. Jimmy collected guns. Never fired 'em much, but he did love to have 'em. If you'd like, you can practice out back while I make you something to eat. I imagine you're hungry after so many days without a meal.
No. Actually, I'm not. I know I should be, but I'm not.
Let me make you something anyway. You're going to need your strength. Rummage around the house if you like, and take what you need. You're welcome to whatever you find, if it'll help you find Robin.
To byl opravdu dlouhý dialog. No, takže za naši záchranu máme na oplátku zachránit z lesa tu holku, Robin Weaverovou. No, když jsem viděl, jak se tý bábě natřásá sukně, bál jsem se něčeho horšího, jo? Mnohem horšího. To si myslím, že bude oproti tomu naprostá pohodička. Nakonec konců holka si šla hrát někam do lesa, tak zajdeme tam, čapneme ji, přivedeme ji zpátky a je to tam, ne? A ještě dostaneme zdarma tady tu bouchačku. Wow. Revolver, šestiranej. A náboje. Už jich máme 26, dobrý.
I need you to tell me what you know about the woods.
They're evil. That's all I can say. Some nights, I sit out on the porch and I swear the trees themselves are watching me. Other times, I hear sounds, like Robin playing when I know she's asleep, or the sounds of people throwing rocks. That's the worst. As if the trees are trying to trick you into going out there.
Ale třeba si ty lesy prostě chtějí jenom hrát, jo? Vemte si, jak dlouho tam jenom takhle stojí. A ani se pořádně nehejbají. Tak to je prostě... Jo, to se musí strašně nudit.
Why don't you go out back and try out Jimmy's guns? They haven't been fired in a while, and you really ought to get a feel for them. Jimmy had him a nice little firing range on the back fence. Just some cans and things, but at least something to shoot at and test the sights.
Střelnice za plotem. Tak jo, půjdeme se na to podívat.
What about Robin? Why didn't you stop her?
Oh, you can't stop that girl from anything once she puts her mind to it. She goes where she wants, and those woods seem to talk to her like she speaks their language. But now, They've finally taken her, tricked her, and I need you to go find her. Talking ain't going to do us a damn bit of good now. You need to get yourself ready and go find her. Quit pestering me while I'm cooking. You've got things to do before you leave.
Jo, doufám, že to bude aspoň k žrádlu. Tak jo, jenom teda nevím, jestli jsme opravdu OK, jo. Přijde mi, že máme pořád takovou nezdravou barvu. Tohle vede ven. Aha, no, myslím, že zrovna se nám nechce, což je dobře. Jo, tak jako plot bych měl, ale žádnou střelnici tady nevidím, akorát studnu. Studenou studnu, pochopitelně. Možná to bude chtít vrátit se dovnitř a projít jakoby předním vchodem, protože tohle přece není přední vchod. Ten je tady naproti, jasně. Ještě bychom se mohli podívat nahoru do patra. Tak ne. No jo, ta holka tady opravdu není. V noci bylo vidět, jak tady zažily plameny a koukali z toho nějaký dvě modrý očička a říkali nám, že už ji mají, že už je pozdě nebo tak nějak. Ale koukám, no jo, tady je pořád ten kříž. Ten se nám bude hodit, když potkáme nějaký duchy. Takže už máme šavly, bouchačku a kříž. To je už dobrá sbírka zbraní, ne? Nakaž jsme tu. Tamhle nějaká cesta vedoucí Bůh ví kam. Projdeme to tady a zjistíme co a jak. Hledáme v první řadě tu střelnici. No, tu sice nemám, ale je tu stodola. Hele, kravičky. No ne. Hezké, no. Možná bychom si mohli půjčit trošku mléčka, ale zdá se, že ne. Ale tohle to pro nás bude určitě lepší. Hádám, že krávy to potřebovat nebudou. No a nám se náboje do naší bouchačky hoděj. Pak je tu ještě nějaký žebřík, ale nemůžeme vyšplhat nahoru, nejde to. Tady je to prázdný. Ale další krávy. Dokonce dvě. No teda. To se mají, jo, to je život. Jenom se tam tak jako válejí v ohradě. Žerou, když teda mají co. Jo, tady na to si pamatuju. Tady tudy jsme sem přišli. Ale ne, my se nebudeme vracet zpátky do toho lesa. My vlastně potřebujeme se dostat do města a zahájit nějak to pátrání, že jo? Tady něco bliká. No vydá další náboje. Tady jich je víc. A tamhle to musí být ty plechovky. No jasně, takže jdeme trénovat. Ne, tady ne. Jako proč ne? Jako že by to bylo moc blízko, no jo no. To by asi nebyla taková ta pravá výzva. Zkusíme to z větší dálky, řekněme odsaď. Jo, to bude. Bank. Další dole. Hej, jsem se trefil do nohy, nebo co? Tak jo. Jestli to chápu správně, tak jsme teďka v naší minulosti. Protože máme opět uniformu a máme relativně normální barvu obličeje a tak vůbec. Jo, nevypadáme, jako kdybychom zrovna vstali z mrtvých. Ale i v té minulosti jsme přece tady na statku. No je to ona, ta budova, jasně, že jo. To znamená, že my jsme tady kdysi dávno byli. Ale mají tady pořád zamčeno. A za okny není nikoho vidět. Asi zrovna nebyli doma. Tak, ale viděl jsem tam běžet nějakýho vojcla, takže bude lepší, kdybychom vytáhli bouchačku, ať jsme připraveni. O sakra! Odkud to bylo? Já nikoho nevidím. No ale někdo po nás jde. Lezeme do stodoly. No tak. Kruci. No jo, 6 nábojů pryč a musí se to nabít. Můžeme si vzít jeho pušku? Asi ne. Koukám, že v té době tady žádný krávy nebyly. No tak. Tak to bychom měli 2. Doufám, že víc jich tady už nebude. No prostě žádný krávy. Asi je ty vojáci sežrali, nebo co? Tamhle je další. Jdem na něj. Překvapíme ho, no to asi ne, už se otočil. Ale to nevadí. Jo. Neměl šanci.
He must have been trying to steal food. Had better report this in town.
Lazarus, are you all right?
O tom docela pochybuju.
Are you okay? Looked like you were in a different world just now.
I was remembering something. I could remember being a soldier. I remember... I don't know. It's all so fuzzy.
Maybe you should come in and lie down for a minute.
Thank you. I think I'll be fine now. I want to get going as soon as possible and find your granddaughter. I don't know why, but somehow I think she's the key to recovering my memory.
There's a young fellow in town named Peter Durant. He runs the Burkittsville Historical Society, and he can tell you anything you need to know about the local area. It's at the edge of town. If you follow the road from the farm, you'll pass right by it. But that's also where the search party's meeting. I think you should stay away from them.
If they're looking for Robin, why shouldn't I just go with them?
I told you! Those men, their hearts are in the right place, but they're heading to their deaths. I don't know why, but I feel it right down to my bones. You mind what I'm saying. If you go with those men, you'll be going to meet your death too.
All right. I can move faster on my own anyway. I'll start with this Peter Durant character. Anything else you want to tell me?
I made you some victuals, but I think it's better if you just take them with you. I'll go get them, and then you need to get going.
Takže Peter Durant, to byl, nebo teda, to bude ten knihovník. Jasně. Jasně, on přece říkal, že se setkal s Lazarusem, ale jenom krátce, kdysi dávno. No jo, tak to bude ten okamžik. Vypravíme se teda do Burkittsville a zkusíme ho tam najít. Ale nejprve ta babka nám chtěla něco dát. Ovšem, to asi potrvá. Dokonce i když jdu nejmenší možnou rychlostí, tak je to pořád rychlejc než ona. No tak, babi, pospěšte si. Máme spoustu práce, to víte, do městečka je to daleko a tak vůbec. Nešlo by to trošku přidat? Nešlo by trošku popohnat, trošku nakopnout? Doufám, že nejde moc daleko. No tak.
You can eat it on the way to town. Godspeed to you, Lazarus. I'll pray that you find my Robin and bring her back to me safely.
I'll do whatever I can to make sure that she's returned to you.
Please, stop wandering around here and find my granddaughter.
No jo, to protivná bábo. Dobře, ale dostali jsme od ní nějaký váček. Asi tam bude jídlo na cestu. Dobře, tak myslím si, že se můžeme vydat. Hádám, že tudy, protože ta opačná cesta vede do lesa, takže do Burkittsville to bude asi tady tudy. Jo. Ale tohle teda na to městečko pořád ještě nevypadá. Jsme na cestě, ale musíme tam dojít. Doufám, že cesta bude klidná a že nám ji neskomplikuje žádnej pes. Tak, tyhle ty potvory mi teda opravdu nechyběly. Hele, to opravdu potřebuje tak velkou psí boudu. Něco mu tam červeně bliká, to by mohla být další tvana. No, zkusíme ho dostat. Hele, on lehnul na 2 rány. No teda, jsem nečekal. Počkat, co to bylo? Co to bylo? Možná, že jich je tady víc. Jo, je. Ovšem, ten revolver je nebezpečný. Teda, já když si pamatuju, kolik výstřelů to stálo, než jsme ho dostali tou puškou Delifle nebo tím Lugerem. No, prostě není nad starý pořádný Colt, že jo. Každopádně máme další léčivou tvanu. A pokud je tu nějaký další ďábelský pes, tak ho pošleme tam, kam patří. Jen pojď. Dokonce na 1 ránu. Jej. Myslím si, že tuhletu bouchačku si oblíbíme. Tak tohle, že je Burkittsville, jeden domeček, ale je tam spousta lidí, to bude asi ta pátrací skupina.
This him?
Afternoon.
You the gentleman staying out at the Weaver place? I'm Peter Durant. We heard you might be coming to town. You feeling better?
Much better. Thanks.
So this is the man everyone's been talking about. I figure he might be a good place to start, being a stranger and all.
Gentlemen, let's be a little more accommodating. This man is a guest of Mrs. Weaver, and we should show him the same respect that she does.
Well, maybe it'd be a good idea for Mr. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't get your name.
I didn't mention it, but you can call me Lazarus.
Well, as I was saying, maybe it'd be a good idea for Mr. Lazarus to join us in the search. We know these woods better than anybody, and there's no sense having two people lost out there.
Yeah, we'll know right where you are when we have to come find you.
I appreciate your concern, gentlemen. I didn't have anything to do with Robin's disappearance, and I want to find her just as much as you do. I made Mrs. Weaver a promise that I would. Thanks for the offer, but I'm going to look for her by myself.
Mr. Lazarus, I'm Parson Vance. I take care of the spiritual needs of this town. When all this unpleasantness is over, I'd like to meet with you and tell you about our church.
You don't look so good, mister.
Why don't you come in and sit down? You boys go ahead and start the search. I'll take care of Mr. Lazarus and send him along when he's ready.
All right, Peter. Come on, boys. I want to get out there before dark. I don't want that poor little girl to have to spend another night out there.
Listen, friend, don't mind what the men are saying. Tensions are running a little high around here since Robin disappeared. There's always been talk of the woods being haunted. Robin disappearing just brought all those legends back to the surface. There's even a legend about a witch out there. But even a silly superstition can add fuel to the fire. Oh my. You don't look so good.
I'll be fine. I just need a minute. A minute to... October 24th, 1863. Dearest Anne, I encountered a rebel forager yesterday, which was quite a shock being so far behind the banks of the Potomac. I'm sorry to say that the man opened fire upon me, and it was my duty to kill him. I have arrived in the town of Burkittsville, Maryland, which is where my company is currently quartered. I have not yet met my new commanding officer, as he is a busy man, but I am waiting to report to him now, which has given me a moment to jot down these words.
Come in, Lieutenant.
Stále se tak nějak pohybujeme po místech, které bychom měli znát ze své minulosti. To znamená, že tato budova kdysi za války sloužila jako nějaký velitelství. Jo, pojďme se tam teda nahlásit. Hele, tady nějaký plakát. To je teda zjevení. No, asi to bude nějaký autor téhleté hry. Jenom takovej můj hrubý odhad. No tak doufám, že ho najdou. Tady jsou náboje. Bezva. 18. To je dobrý. To je dost.
Lieutenant Robert McNichol, reporting as ordered, sir.
Sit down, soldier. I understand you ran across a Confederate soldier yesterday outside of town.
Yes, sir. He was foraging for food.
Yes, I've gotten quite a few reports of rebel foragers from farms all over the county. The enemy sends in small teams like this from time to find food and supplies, and disrupt our communications whenever possible. I believe there's a small unit of maybe 8 to 10 men operating out of the woods, not far from town. That way they can conceal their movement and gather up the supplies they've been stealing before heading back for Virginia.
If you know where they are, why don't you just send a unit in after them?
That's why I need you, Lieutenant. Now, I'm sorry to have to do this to you so soon after your arrival, but you're the only combat-experienced officer I have right now, and we've got to put an end to these raids.
With all respect, sir, I was hoping to get a break from combat out here. My unit was wiped out at Gettysburg, and
I'm well aware of your record, Lieutenant. Listen, I get all kinds of troops assigned here, from down-home farm boys who don't know which end of a rifle to point at the enemy, to men who've seen way too much of the horror of war, like yourself. But I have to do the best I can with what I've got. Washington just can't afford to send any troops out here to track down a single rebel foraging unit, so we have to take care of them ourselves. And you're the only officer I have right now who isn't a green volunteer or useless at commanding men.
I know, sir, but it...
But nothing. I've seen your record, and you know how to lead men. Right now, I need a man like you, and I am giving you a direct order to take a small group and find those rebels. Now, Lieutenant, are you going to refuse this order?
No, sir. You can count on me. When do I leave?
Immediately. I've taken the liberty of selecting some men for you. They're waiting for you outside. They're good men, Lieutenant. 2 of them combat veterans, and a 3rd local man who's been stationed here about a year. Mosley's his name, and he should be able to tell you a bit about the local terrain. Your orders are to take your men and head toward the forest along the main road, crossing in when you meet Tappy Creek East. Find the rebels, report their strength, and avoid direct engagements if you're outnumbered. Otherwise, use your own discretion in confronting and eliminating any raiders you encounter. Any questions, Lieutenant?
Já mám takových otázek, že ani nevím, kde začít. Tak my jsme se po Gettysburgu zašli sem do Burkittsville a doufali jsme, že si tady až do konce války budeme válečunky, ale no ne. To je smůla. No, co se dá dělat?
Can you tell me about my men, sir?
Corporal William Newhouse is the ranking enlisted man, and the one with the greatest experience. He's a good shot, and an accomplished woodsman from Wisconsin. His unit was decimated at Chickamauga a few weeks back, so he hasn't been here long. Private Moore is a veteran of Gettysburg, like you, but he was with an artillery battery that arrived the last day of the battle, and didn't see much action. His unit was transferred a few weeks ago to fight out west with Grant, but somehow he got himself transferred here. He's got an uncanny sense of self-preservation that might come in handy. The final man, Mosley, as I said, has been stationed here for about a year. No combat record, but he knows the local area, and should be able to help you get to know the lay of the land.
Tak jo, no snad to nějak zvládnem.
What if I get into a real fight out there?
I don't want any dead heroes. If you find a man or 2 on his own, like you did today, attempt to capture him, but don't endanger your men. By all accounts, the rebels are irregulars on foot, but on the off chance there's a whole company of cavalry out there, I want you to get back here and report it to me.
Can you tell me anything else, sir?
That's all the information I have right now. All right then. Your men are waiting for you outside. Take what supplies you need, but I want you out on that road within the hour.
Jo, během hodiny. Mimochodem, pěkná mapka, ale vypadá to, že podívat se na ní nemůžu, to je smůla. Tak jo, pojďme si zbalit saky paky a ty naše chlapy a vyrazíme na průzkum. Hele, tady dělo. Výborně. No, ale kde jsou ty naši lidi? Aha.
Call me Skunk, sir. Yes, sir. I'll see what I can do.
Well, like I was telling you, the townsfolk of Burkittsville are prone to getting caught up in the hysteria of the local legends. Now, what's your involvement with the Weavers, if you don't mind my asking?
Mrs. Weaver took me in. I was hurt and I needed help. She asked me to find Robin in return. She seems to think I'm the only one that can find her.
Yeah, she has that effect on people. Her whole family seems to be aware of things the rest of us aren't. Even little Robin seems to have some sort of unnatural affinity for those woods. Her son was like that too, before he died, and they say her mother was even more attuned to the spirits, but I didn't know her. Died in childbirth, I believe. I think they're just folks who are good at telling stories and amusing people around the campfire.
Where do you think the little girl is?
That girl is a bit rambunctious, and no doubt she's having a grand adventure out there.
No, aby ses nedivil. V každém případě začíná se nám čím dál častěji prolínat jakoby naše realita s tou naší minulostí. A v obou těch jakoby větvích příběhů se vydáváme do lesu po něčem pátrat. To je zajímavý. Dobrá, ale možná bychom měli toho týpka zkusit ještě vyspovídat.
Has she disappeared before?
Never for this long, but she's run off into the woods before, that's for sure. She's even claimed to have talked with Miss Kedward.
Kedward?
The infamous Wood Witch of Blair. And people say she haunts those woods, talking to them in a mysterious voice and appearing as a ghostly apparition of an old woman. People around here believe she prowls the woods, stealing little girls. They even say her ghostly arm rose up from Tappy Creek East and snatched a little girl named Eileen Trickle back in 1824. Most likely it was just careless parents not watching their child closely enough. Some say her mother's ghost still haunts the woods looking for the little girl, while others say it's the witch looking for more victims. If I were you, I'd go back to the farm and wait for the search party to bring her back. She's got an infectious personality, I'll give her that. She has that effect on a lot of people around here. Now, I'll be honest with you. I don't much believe all this supernatural sleight of hand, but there is something unique about Robin. If you've your mind set on finding her, I'll help you in any way I can.
Jo, tak do toho. Totiž my rozhodně nemáme v úmyslu se vrátit na farmu, jo? Jednak je mi ta bába protivná a potom potřebujeme se trošku provětrat v lese, jo? Myslím si, že čerstvý vzduch, ten nám prospěje. Je to vidět na našem obličeji, že jako nemáme úplně zdravou barvu, jo? Takhle do šedá, připadám si, jak kdybychom vstali z mrtvejch, opravdu jo.
What else can you tell me about the woods?
There's quite a few legends in this area. People say the ghosts of Indians and Hessians haunt the forest, looking to take lost souls. There are also the legends of the Snally Gaster, a hideous beast that's been seen from time to time, usually around the same night of a local party or wedding. People tend to see ghosts and goblins more easily after a night of hard drinking and storytelling. No one seems to be able to agree on exactly what this beast looks like. Then there's the usual stories of ghostly soldiers from the Civil War, but those are just stories. I don't think any of these stories are true, but they sure make for good tales.
No bezva, koukám, že v tom lese je celý zoo. Zvířátka všeho druhu, bezva, opravdu, to se máme na co těšit.
Where do you think is the best place to start looking for Robin?
Well, I'd start by following the main road, back out toward where the old railroad ran through here. That's the quickest path to the woods. Then I'd follow the creek. No doubt she's near the creek, skipping stones or making mud pies. That's where I'd look. I think I've held you up long enough. If you are going to search for Robin, you should get a move on before nightfall. I can give you this. It's an old native handicraft. It's supposed to ward off evil spirits. You're also free to look through any of my books if you think it might help.
Ale jo, tak to se podíváme na knížky, já knížky miluju.
Take care of yourself, Lazarus. I hope you can bring Robin back safe.
Jo, to víš, že jo. Cože nám to vlastně dál? Nic tady nevidím, žádný amulet.
Take care of yourself, Lazarus. I hope you can bring Robin back safe.
Divný, asi se to nepovažuje za předmět do inventáře. Teda tak tohle to nemám šanci přečíst, dokonce i kdyby to bylo v češtině, jakože ale není. To je... No to je... jako... Lidi... To ne, tohleto... To nedám, to ani náhodou. Jediný, co dokážu přečíst, je datum, jo? A tím to končí. 1825. Nicméně ten druhý záznam, co to je? 1525? To je nějaká hloupost. No nic, no, tak to si asi nepočtu. Krása, opravdu ano. To tady vážně nemá nějakou normální knížku. Jo. Tohle už se dá přečíst trošku líp. Ale pořád to není jaksi přeložený do češtiny, což je celkem smutný. A jsou tam nějaké kliky háky. Zvláštní. Další. Ale zase jako... To bychom tady mohli luštit jak nějakou šifru klidně do večera. Polovinu slov nedokážu ani, hlavně teda v té druhé polovině stránky nedokážu vůbec přečíst. No, tak to jsme si užili. Tady taky něco. Jo, výtečný, opravdu jako. Je, no nic, no. To je smůla. Tak, to asi taky nic, no, tak bohužel. To je smůla. Jo, tenhle ten druhý díl, Coffin Rock má problém v tom, že tady už není takový ten tradiční deník, jako v prvním díle, kam bychom zanášeli nějaký přepisy dialogů a tak podobně. Takže prostě celý je to tak dělaný takový trošku jakoby jednodušejc. A bohužel tohle je opravdu hodně nedořešené. No nic, vyrazíme teda ven. Pokusíme se to zvládnout i bez knížek. Jenom teda nechápu, kudy vlastně máme do toho lesa jít. Tady tudy? No, tak jo. Vypadá to, že jsme tedy opustili Burkittsville, nebo alespoň tu jednu budovu, která tam byla, a vydáváme se někam dál. Konečně do lesu. Jo, tohle vypadá jako ta křižovatka na trati, o který hovořil ten týpek. Ovšem, ta trať, jo, když ji vidím, mám takový pocit, jako by tu něco málo chybělo. Tak tady už vlak asi hodně dlouho nejel. Je tu nějaká lampa. Rozbitá lampa. Hej, to je duch. Dokonce dva.
October 24th, 1863. The horrors of battle have followed me even to this remote corner of the war. I have been assigned to command a small group of soldiers into the woods of central Maryland to track down a band of rebel foragers that have been raiding small farms in the area. The troops I've been assigned seem to be good men at first glance, and God willing, I will prove a suitable officer to lead them. I almost hope that we find the rebels gone when we arrive in the woods. I'm not sure if I have the stomach for killing men after what I saw at Gettysburg.
Hey, Mosley, how well do you know this area anyway?
Well enough? Why?
Because I was hoping you could tell me where a smartly dressed Union enlisted man might meet some female company.
Skunk, the only ladies a man like you is gonna meet in this area are certainly smart enough to steer clear of you.
Maybe you're just jealous.
Quiet. What's up there, Lieutenant? I'd say it's a group of rebels tearing up the tracks. Spread out, boys. I think we can take them.
Looks like it's time to whoop us some rebels.
Keep quiet, Private. Take ambush positions and wait for me to begin firing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hej, ale no tak, co to tam provádí? Tak co se děje? Ten chlápek nám strká bajonet do toho místa tam a kvůli tomu ta animačka nekončí. No, to je teda průšvih. To se tu musí zrovna takhle bugnout. A ještě takhle nechutně. Doufám, že ho napadne nás oběhnout. Pořád slyším, jak tam cupitá nožičkama. A nic se neděje. No, konečně. Hej, po kom to jde? Jasně, jsou to rebelové, ale... Už ho vidím. Rucinál, dostal jsem ránu. A pořádnou. Další rebel. Na něj. Jo. Přemohli jsme ho. Výborně. Vidím tady nějaký náboje. Asi jich tu bude víc. To znamená, že rebelové ty koleje rozebrali. Tady to vypadá dobře. Nikde...
The rebels are back the other way.
Nikdo. Jo. Podíváme se blíž na křižovatku. Tamhle je. Skočíme na něj, to nebude čekat. Jo, nečekal to. Tak to má být. Tady jsou nějaký další náboje. To je dobře. Ale jenom jeden náboj. To není moc. Co ty, kámo, jak to tady jde? Dobrý? Nikde žádný další rebelové. Tady tudy to dál nevede. Budeme se podívat blíž k té boudě, kde jsme našli tu lucernu. Jo, to je tady. A moment. Tamhle bliká tvana. Výborně, potřebuji léčivou tvanu. Jsme na tom docela bledě. Jo, to pomůže. Další. Dobře. Taky by nám tamhle ten za plotem mohl jít pomoct. Mají dokonce pušky, my jenom pistoli. Sakra, nemám nabito. Uf.
Look at that! We sure whooped them.
No officer here. Just a small raiding party. The rest will be hiding out in the woods.
Yes, I think...
There's another one! Get him!
You okay, boy? If I didn't know better, I'd say you'd seen a ghost.
Who are you?
My name is Steuben. I was just walking by on my way into town to buy some supplies when I nearly stumbled over you. Are you all right?
I think so. Yes.
What is your name?
Lazarus. Call me Lazarus.
Like the man who rose from the dead, huh? Interesting name. So what are you doing out here by this old railroad crossing?
I was on my way into the woods to search for the Weaver girl. Do you know about her?
I think everybody knows about her by now. Went missing in the woods. I ran into Parson Vance and his search party on their way into the woods to look for her. So you're heading out there too? Well, the sun's about to set. Hope you're planning on spending the night.
What do you know about the woods?
Yeah, for starters, I live out there. I built myself a house back past the old cemetery when I first moved to this area. I don't like people much. And the woods are, well, they're peaceful. And most people don't have use for an old blind man. And an immigrant at that.
Blind?
Just like a bat, I'm afraid. But if you're heading into those woods, I'm the man to ask if you want to know anything.
Have you run across the Weaver girl?
No, not since she disappeared. She sometimes came to play out by my house. And she sure is a sweet little girl. Always brought me flowers. If she comes by the house door, you can bet I'll be sure to send her right home.
What can you tell me about the woods?
Well, they say there's witches in those woods. Of course, they say a lot of things. Everybody seems to have a tale or two about those woods. And I have to confess, I do my best to add to them. Keeps unwanted trespassers away from the house. The story I hear most is that there's an old lady who lives in the woods and feeds on the little kiddies. But I've never seen her. Of course, I never see anything. The scariest thing I ever heard in the woods was an old owl. Still, they say the spirits of the dead from your war between the states still walk the trees looking for something or someone. Me? I think they're just stories. But if they keep the locals from bothering me, all the better.
How can a blind man survive all alone in the woods?
I like a man who doesn't mince words, and a good question it is. I've been blind since my mother tossed me into the world, but my lack of sight has led my other senses to make up for it. I can hear things no other man can hear. I can also smell things long before they get to me. Plus, I've learned other ways of dealing with life in the woods. I get along just fine.
An immigrant, huh? Where are you from?
I'm from Bavaria. The Black Forest, to be specific. I had to leave a few years back, and I came to this place. It was almost as if I was called here. But that sounds like the rantings of an old madman, doesn't it?
Jo, dokonce to i tak vypadá.
That's all I have to say.
No, dobře.
That sounds like the Weaver girl. Maybe you won't have to spend the night in those woods after all.
Hej!
Robin, wait!
To byla ona! Šla někam dál do lesa a už je pryč. A ten slepý chlápek je taky pryč. Teda tady se dějou věci. No, dobře. Máme teda tu lampu. Zjevně rozbitou, ale ne, počkat. Ne, svítí. Normálně svítí lampa, tak to je výborný. Ale jsme na tom se zdravím dost bledě. Chtělo by to použít nějakou tu tvanu. No, jenom jednu. Jednu si radši nechám ještě. Ale ani tak na tom nejsme kdo ví jak dobře. Tady ty koleje jakoby pokračují dál, ale dál už jít nemůžeme, takže já se podívám ještě do toho nádražního domku a potom vyrazíme dál do lesů hledat Robin. No, tak teďka jsem použil i tu druhou, ale tak nakonec proč ne? Další hledaný týpek. Nedivím se, že po nich jdou. S tímhle ksichtem. Je tu nějaký nářadí, krumpáče, kladiva a tak. Bohužel teďka už nemáme žádnou další náhradní tvanu na léčení. Trošku to tady omrkneme. Ale nevypadá to, že by tu něco bylo. A myslím, že se můžeme vydat dál do lesa. Respektive konečně do toho lesa. Protože tohle to jsme zatím pořád ještě před ním. Na samotném okraji. Cože to říkal ten slepec, že tam žijou nějaký čarodějnice a duchové mrtvých vojáků z války a tak? No, tak to bude výborná dovolená, opravdu. A to se těším. Alespoň bude v tom lese pořádně živo. Hele, tvana! No bezvá. Tohle už není bezvá. Počkej. To je duch. Je možný zastřelit ducha. Jo. Je možný zastřelit ducha. Ten slepý chlápek měl pravdu. V tom lese opravdu žijou divné věci. Každopádně já potřebuju tu tvanu. Jo, konečně máme opět nějaké léčení. I když jenom minimální. Ale ne. Hele, když jsou v řadě za sebou, tak ta kulka dokáže prostřelit skrz jednoho a trefit i druhýho. Jo, bejt duch má i svý nevýhody. Na ten les vypadá strašně. Vůbec se mi tam nechce, když to vidím, ale nemáme na výběr. Tak jo. Něco jsme slíbili, takže musíme tu holku najít za každou cenu. Pojďme dovnitř.